Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kody Brown, the star of Sister Wives, appeared to have the authority to choose what was shown on the show and what wasn't, but viewers of the TLC program are beginning to question whether this is still the case in light of recent, embarrassing evidence. Sister Wives. The mild drama in Kody Brown's life turns brutal. Kody Brown and his 4 wives commended TLC right away for letting the Sister Wives' spouses share their thoughts on what they didn't want the public to know. According to Janelle Brown, the production and camera personnel were considerate of the family sentiments when Kody and his wife authored a book together years ago and would not put anything on television if asked not to. Some family strife was depicted on TV in the early seasons of the Sister Wives series. Just as Janelle indicated years back in her book, they had to display some drama. And they did, although it wasn't quite as bad as the previous several seasons. Has Kody's veil been removed? Many Sister Wives viewers point out that the show's current obscene drama just surfaced in the most recent seasons. However, a lot of people believe this is Kody Brown's pass to the already filmed season 20. At the start of this series, you wouldn't hear him say the terrible things about his wives about anyone else. Thus, Kody had a great time criticizing Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, and Mary Brown. However, it appears that the curtain has now been removed from him as well. Sister Wives viewers discovered that Kody Brown takes great satisfaction in his looks. From vigorous washing to using his hair blower diffuser, we have witnessed his hair routine, which consists of at least 10 steps. In addition, he uses about a dozen hair products. But in the final few seasons to air, TLC abruptly presents him in a new light. Sister Wives. Supporters say this is horrible. The most recent screenshot of Kody Brown that has surfaced has Sister Wives fans in a frenzy. It appears that Kody was able to get away with speaking all those terrible things about his ex-wives in the previous seasons. However, it appears that he was not immune to embarrassing videos. Since the start of Sister Wives, we have rarely seen Kody looking messy. However, we rarely see the man with the ringlets who has a misplaced hair. Those days seem to be over. Take a look at it below. Today, the image above is trending on social media. The scene where Kody and Robyn assembled a vanity for Ariella Brown is where this screenshot was taken. The picture provides an overhead perspective of Kody's head. Kody probably would have rejected this viewpoint earlier. However, it appears that he is available today. Fans have suggested that Kody no longer has the freedom to seek an edit after seeing this screenshot. By allowing him to display his terrible zingers about his wife, while keeping his less-than-stellar pictures under wraps, TLC appears to be impartial. Fans believe the Sister Wives show can level the playing field if Kody can openly express his nasty remarks about his wives. Whether or not it is embarrassing, the show should be able to air anything that the cameras catch about Kody Brown. Kody lost privileges? Sensitive stuff leaks through. Something seismic is happening inside the crumbling empire of the Brown family, and it's a development that TLC is doing everything it can to keep buried. For over a decade, Kody Brown stood at the epicenter of Sister Wives, not just as the father and spiritual husband to multiple women, but as the dominant personality around which the entire show revolved. He was the decision-maker, the narrator, the glue that, for better or worse, held the plural family construct together. But now, in a quiet, shocking turn of events that's been carefully edited out of season 20, Kody has reportedly lost privileges, and not just in the symbolic, emotional sense. According to multiple sources, Kody is no longer afforded the full authority he once wielded behind the scenes. Sensitive information is starting to leak through, and it paints a picture of a man who has gone from polygamist patriarch to isolated liability. This shift didn't happen overnight. Insiders say the breakdown started back in 2022, after Christine's stunning exit fractured the family unit and sent shockwaves through their relationship dynamic. But what followed in the months after wasn't just emotional turmoil, it was a quiet restructuring of power. According to leaked internal production memos and off-the-record crew conversations, Kody was formally asked by TLC to step back from certain aspects of creative control. Where he once helped shape storylines, review cuts, and even approve family-focused B-roll, he's now reportedly restricted to on-camera duties only. The producers, once deferential to his input, now sidestep him entirely when crafting narratives, opting instead to consult with Janelle, Christine, and even Robyn separately. It's a massive fall from grace for a man who, at one point, could sway the entire season with a single conversation. This is where things get more complicated. Behind the scenes, Kody has allegedly been confrontational and erratic with crew members, especially when he feels he's being misrepresented or edited unfavorably. According to a source who worked on post-production for seasons 18 and 19, Kody frequently called emergency meetings, demanding that certain scenes be recut, revoiced, or even pulled entirely. But TLC executives eventually pushed back, reportedly telling him in no uncertain terms that editorial decisions no longer fell within his purview. The moment Kody lost that access, his real power, was when everything began to unravel. Friends say he became paranoid, accusing producers of pitting the wives against him for ratings. That paranoia reportedly led him to record conversations with crew and even threaten to pull out of filming unless the truth about his sacrifices and role as a father was properly portrayed. But here's the kicker. Some of those recordings were leaked. In late 2024, a mysterious Reddit post surfaced claiming to contain audio of Kody confronting a producer during a set break. The audio, though never officially verified, features a voice identical to Kody's yelling about being stripped of his rights and accusing the team of manipulating the women into turning on him. The clip quickly spread across fan forums, and though TLC tried to suppress it with DMCA takedowns, the damage was already done. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about Kody's fractured marriages. It was about whether Kody was still fit to be a main character at all. In the wake of this fallout, the privileges Kody once enjoyed, the unspoken ones, the ones TLC never publicly acknowledged, were pulled. He no longer receives advanced screeners of episodes. He is reportedly not consulted on reunion specials or major family-wide announcements. Even the once standard practice of giving Kody a solo reaction couch scene at the end of big episodes has been scrapped in some cases. He's treated like any other cast member now, maybe even with less favor than Robyn, who is said to have struck a revised contract granting her editorial input over any scenes involving her children. And yet, the leaks keep coming. This season, eagle-eyed fans have pointed out numerous continuity issues in Kody's scenes, moments where he's shown reacting to events he wasn't present for, or commenting on conversations he couldn't have overheard. These inconsistencies have led to a wave of speculation that Kody's scenes are now being heavily manipulated or even res-hot out of order, not to support him, but to keep him emotionally relevant in a storyline that has otherwise passed him by. This isn't just speculation either. A former TLC contractor recently confirmed that pickup shots involving Kody are now standard practice. In other words, if something big happens and Kody wasn't there, which is often the case these days, the producers simply bring him into a green screen studio days or weeks later to film a reaction. He's being cut into the family drama from the outside, a telling metaphor for how far his influence has fallen. Perhaps the most damning part of this decline, though, is Kody's complete loss of control over the family finances, particularly those tied to TLC earnings. Where Kody once collected a unified paycheck that he distributed among his wives and children, the contracts have been split over time. Season 20 marks the first time that each remaining cast member reportedly negotiated individually, meaning Kody can no longer dictate who gets what or how the family's finances are used. This came to a head when Janelle, backed by her adult sons, allegedly demanded a forensic review of how past TLC payments were spent. Kody, unwilling or unable to produce satisfactory documentation, was forced to admit that much of it went into Robyn's house, back taxes, and a failed land development scheme involving Coyote Pass. That revelation, which was partially captured by cameras but heavily edited down, led to a major off-screen confrontation between Janelle, her sons, and Kody, a moment one crew member described as the most explosive thing we've filmed, and they'll never air it in full. And now, a new layer of scandal is emerging: custody complications. Kody has lost contact with several of his children, not just emotionally, but legally. Brown recently implied during a live stream that Kody has no legal custody agreements in place for his underage children, and any visitation is entirely at the discretion of the mothers. This means Kody has no official standing to demand time with Truly, Brianna, or Solomon, a humiliating reality for a man who once prided himself on being the always-there dad. Even more shocking, a leaked text exchange reportedly shows Kody pleading with Christine to let him see Truly without cameras, to which she replied, "You had your chance." TLC is trying to spin all of this, of course. Season 20's marketing leans hard into the Kody redemption narrative, highlighting his moments of introspection, his emotional confessionals, and his awkward attempts at reconciliation. But what they don't show is how scripted those moments feel, or how often they were reportedly res hot after Kody's first takes came off as bitter or aggressive. Gone is the confident leader of past seasons. In his place is a man grasping at relevance, filmed through the lens of nostalgia, not respect. Even Robyn, once his staunchest defender, is said to be pulling back, growing tired of defending a man who no longer has the respect of the family, the production team, or, increasingly, the audience. So, has Kody Brown lost his privileges? Absolutely. The power, the access, the insider status, it's all slipping through his fingers like sand. What's left is a legacy in flux, a man once central to a TV phenomenon now facing the slow, humiliating reality of his own irrelevance. TLC might still need him for a few more seasons. They might keep trotting him out like a relic of the show's early days. But the truth is out there now. The leaks are growing louder. And no matter how carefully TLC edits the footage, the fans are starting to see through the cracks. But the unraveling of Kody Brown's authority doesn't just stop with family and financial matters. It's now stretching into his contractual relationship with TLC itself, and the consequences are stunning. Once the driving force behind Sister Wives, Kody was viewed as a package deal. Where he went, the story went. But in the latest contract renegotiations for Season 20, Kody was reportedly given a downgraded role, with producers placing the bulk of narrative control in the hands of the women. TLC knows what viewers want now, and it isn't more lectures from Kody about family unity, while 3/4 of that family has already left him. Instead, they're leaning into the women's independence arcs, with Kody taking on a smaller, increasingly peripheral position. For the first time ever, insiders say Kody does not have final script approval for his solo scenes. That's right. The same man who used to storm into producer meetings demanding cuts now has zero editorial veto power. And he knows it. He's not taking it well, either. Several on-set insiders claim Kody has grown unpredictable and even combative during filming. One crew member allegedly had to step in when Kody got into a heated argument with a field producer during a shoot at Flagstaff's local market. The cause? Kody had been told the camera crew would be just capturing ambience, only to find himself confronted with a surprise pop-in visit from Janelle and her son, Gabe, whom he had not seen in months. The moment was meant to be an honest emotional encounter, but Kody reportedly viewed it as a trap, accusing TLC of ambushing him for drama. He stormed off set, and the scene was salvaged using B-roll and voiceover. Viewers may notice the odd editing in that episode, but now they'll know why. The confrontation wasn't organic, and Kody knew it. Even more startling is the alleged internal blacklist that started to form behind the scenes. Sources say certain family members, particularly adult children, are no longer allowed to discuss Kody on camera unless they follow a pre-approved talking point list. TLC, worried about airing material that could be legally challenged or incite backlash, has put a gag on explosive confessions, even as some of the kids have gone rogue on social media. Brown, for example, has repeatedly contradicted the show's timeline during his live streams, revealing that many conversations were res hot and that Kody's most emotional moments were acted out weeks after the actual events. He also claimed Kody had become obsessed with his image, spending more time negotiating his screen presence than actually fixing his relationships. Other children have reportedly received warnings from TLC about disparaging remarks made online, which may violate NDAs or moral clauses in their appearance agreements. This all feeds into a broader reality. Kody Brown has become the liability that TLC spent years pretending he wasn't. Once protected by the aura of patriarchal infallibility, he is now being edited more like a villain than a flawed father. Season 20 is using clever lighting, musical cues, and strategic cross-cutting to make Kody appear out of sync, a man spiraling while the women rise. Even Robyn scenes are being edited with more distance than usual. Watch closely, and you'll notice that her interviews have shifted from tearful defenses of Kody to quiet disillusionment. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest that Robyn is losing faith in the marriage, frustrated by the scrutiny and emotionally drained by the fallout. While she has not left Kody, not yet, the tone has shifted. The once firm team of Kody and Robyn against the world is beginning to crack. It's not just the emotional and professional fallout Kody is facing. It's also the public's perception, and that may be the cruelest loss of all. Once a symbol of unconventional family values, Kody is now the subject of mockery, memes, and open disdain across platforms like TikTok, Reddit, and YouTube. Fan accounts that once debated the pros and cons of plural marriage are now openly calling for Kody to be removed from the show entirely. The phrase "Kody lost privileges" has trended on Reddit more than once, accompanied by screen caps of his most awkward, out-of-touch moments. And what's worse, he's aware of it. Family insiders say Kody now tracks Reddit and fan forums, sometimes late into the night, spiraling into rage at comments accusing him of being narcissistic, controlling, or a failed father. This growing backlash hasn't gone unnoticed by TLC executives. With public sentiment turning hard against Kody and ratings softening in his absence from major plotlines, the network is said to be considering a total franchise rebrand. Rumors swirl about a new title in development, The Sister Wives, rewritten, a docu-style format that would focus on the adult children and their views on growing up in a polygamist household. Kody, as you might expect, is not part of that concept, and that has reportedly left him furious. He views the show as his legacy, something he built, and the idea that it might go on without him, or worse, that he might be portrayed as the problem, has left him scrambling to salvage his narrative. He's said to be pushing for his own truth doc, where he can tell his side of the story, but thus far, no network or streaming platform has expressed serious interest. And then there are the leaks from within the family itself. In one especially jarring moment, an anonymous family friend shared details of a private family meeting held in Flagstaff earlier this year. Kody had allegedly summoned all his remaining children, hoping to mend fences and reestablish a shared family goal. What happened instead was described as a devastating collapse. Some children refused to attend. Others walked out after Kody tried to frame himself as the victim. One adult daughter reportedly told him to get help and stop blaming everyone else. Another son allegedly told him, "You lost all your privileges the day you chose one wife over all the others." The meeting ended in chaos, and cameras were barred from the event. TLC wasn't even allowed to reference it. Despite all this, Kody keeps showing up for now. He films. He reacts. He explains himself in overly polished confessionals that feel less like honesty and more like desperation. But what he doesn't have anymore is control. Control over the narrative, control over the family, and perhaps most painfully, control over how he's remembered. The other cast members, Mary, Christine, Janelle, have reclaimed their voices. They're telling their own stories, building their own brands, thriving outside the shadow of his once mighty presence. Meanwhile, Kody is reduced to reaction shots and recycled rhetoric about family dreams that even Robyn seems reluctant to echo anymore. What TLC won't air, what's leaking through despite their best efforts, is that this isn't just a man under pressure. It's a man who's finally being held accountable. The privileges are gone. The favoritism is gone. The illusion of control is shattered. And as viewers pick apart each episode with more scrutiny than ever, one thing is becoming crystal clear.